Now let's do an activity related to the Three Billy Goats Gruff. First of all, let's think about the Billy Goats Gruff's voices. What does the littlest Billy Goat Gruff sound like? Does she have a very loud voice? I don't think so. Is it very low? Or is it quite high? I think it's quite a quiet voice and quite a high, quavery sort of a voice. That's our littlest Billy Goat Gruff. Now, what about the middle-sized Billy Goat Gruff? Does she have a very loud, boomy voice? Or is it sort of in the middle? Is her voice very low? Or very high? Or is it in the middle? I think her voice is kind of in the middle, almost like my normal voice. That's our middle-sized Billy Goat Gruff. And what about the great big Billy Goat Gruff? Does he have a squeaky voice? Or a really low voice? I think it's a low voice, isn't it? Is his voice very quiet? Or is it quite loud? I think it's probably quite loud. So I think he has a low, loud, boomy sort of a voice. See what you think about those three Billy Goats. I wonder how we might use sound makers to represent the Three Billy Goats Gruff's voices. Let's think about the littlest Billy Goat Gruff. I've got a whole load of different instruments in front of me. And I think that for the littlest Billy Goat Gruff, we might use this shaker. It's quite a quiet sound, isn't it? Like the littlest Billy Goat Gruff's voice was quite quiet. Shaker for the littlest Billy Goat Gruff. What about the middle-sized Billy Goat Gruff? Now I think for her, I'm going to put it down just for a minute, we might use a guiro. A guiro makes a lovely scraping sound. It's sort of not too loud and not too quiet, a little bit like the middle-sized Billy Goat Gruff. And then what about our great big Billy Goat Gruff? I think we'll try the spoons. That's quite a boomy sort of a sound. That is our great big Billy Goat Gruff, is the spoons. So let's play the game, Who Am I? I'm going to sing the Trip Trap Trip song. And whilst I sing it, I'm going to use one of the instruments to play along. See if you can work out which Billy Goat is trip trap tripping over the bridge. Are you ready? Trip trap trip, trip trap trip, over the bridge, over the bridge. Trip trap trip, over the bridge went which little Billy Goat Gruff? Which one do you think it was? Which instrument was I playing? I was playing the shaker, you're right. So that means it was the littlest Billy Goat Gruff. Well done. Let's have another try and see who came next. Trip, trap, trip, trip, trap, trip, over the bridge, over the bridge. Trip, trap, trip, over the bridge went which little Billy Goat Gruff? Which one do you think it was? That's right, It was the spoons, which means it was the great big Billy Goat Gruff. Well done. Let's have one last try. Are we ready? Trip, trap, trip, trip, trap, trip, over the bridge, trip, trap, trip, over the bridge, went which little Billy Goat Gruff? Who was it? Which Billy Goat Gruff was it? What instrument was it first? It was the Guiro! That lovely scrapey sound, which means that it was the middle-sized Billy Goat Gruff. Well done. You can play this game at home or in your setting. You could see if you've got any instruments you can find, or you could use sound makers you find at home. You could use saucepans and spoons. You could fill a plastic bottle full of rice or lentils. Make sure you screw up the lid really tight. You could use a whole load of different sound makers that you can find in your setting or around your home. See if you can play the game at home.